guys, so you know how your 45-minute to an hour job is just one broken bolt away from being a 3-day ordeal? Yeah. What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So if you can't tell by the title and thumbnail, today we're going to be installing a alternator relocation kit for the SN95 here for Onyx. And what it does is it relocates the alternator instead of up here at the valve cover. And you can actually see where I've actually had to grind down the top of the valve cover, or the front of the valve cover here, to fit the alternator on it. And instead of having to do that now, and I actually had to grind down the back of the alternator as well on the old alternator. Luckily I got a new one, it was still under warranty. That's one reason why the car's been down. The alternator went out and just really hadn't had time to really fix it. But racing season's over now, so now I'll have a little bit more time to deal with the Mustang here. But pretty much all it does is it takes it from the alternator sitting from up here to sort of down in this area where the alternator will be sitting. So as you can see, we got the new alternator here, warranted alternator. This is actually the new alternator bracket from Speed Doctor. Let's see if I can get that focused in on that. No, but if you can, it's Speed Doctor Racing Components, or just Speed Doctor. You can look him up on Facebook, and he has these kits for the SN95. Fox body stuff, and he has a bunch of other stuff as well. So definitely be sure to hit up Speed Doctor on Facebook, and I don't know if he has a website, but that's where I found him, was Facebook. It was a pretty cheap little setup. It was like it's a billet aluminum pulley and billet aluminum bracket with all the bolts and hardware that you need, and I believe shipped to the lower 48 is 185 bucks, which really wasn't too bad of a deal. It was a pretty good deal, so we're gonna take and try to get that on today. Just got some basic hand tools and stuff. So we should be able to get this done fairly easily.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
The only thing we're gonna have to do is extend the alternator harness, which that isn't hard. Just take and extend some wires and get a little bit longer charging cable, or the 12-volt power cable that goes to the alternator. Yeah, but that shouldn't be too hard. We should be able to do that and find some stuff laying around up at the shop, because we are in my little garage today, because I couldn't get the car up to the big garage or my shop. But as you can see, we already got the alternator off, so I'm gonna get the bracket off and try to get this new bracket put on. And I know I'm probably gonna have to do something different with the belt, with a different length. I'm not sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to. But yeah, let's get this bracket off and see if we can't get the new one mocked up and try to get the new alternator mocked up as well. Alright, sorry guys, I don't know where the video ended off, but I ran out of memory card. I didn't check my memory card before I started filming, so I ran out of space. I got the old alternator bracket off. It's right over there on the shelf. Got the new one I'm gonna try to mock up and get it all fitted. So we're gonna do that really quick, and then we'll pick you guys back up. I just ran into it's not a big issue, but it's a really annoying issue. Let me show you what we got. Alright guys, so you know how your 45-minute to an hour job is just one broken bolt away from being a 3-day ordeal? Yeah, that one just broke. I was being so gentle with it too. If any of you guys know the 302s, they're bad actually about doing this. They're bad about breaking these long bolts off in the block or near the block whenever you start taking them out. And it felt pretty decent to start with, and then it started getting tight. So I run it back in, I run it back out 3 or 4 times. I don't have any heat here to be able to heat it up and to try to get it out. So I was just trying to run it in and out, and unfortunately couldn't do it. It just broke. No big deal. I'll just take and pull the whole timing cover off now and just extract it, and I'll get new timing cover gaskets. Yay. I just wanted my alternator to charge. I didn't want to have to take the whole timing cover off, but now I get to. Cars, guys, you gotta love them. This is the sucky part about being a car guy or a car enthusiast, is stuff like that. But it happens. We'll take and get it fixed, and I don't know, maybe we'll continue to film this video. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I gotta go. I'm gonna go up to the shop, pick up some tools, pick up a couple lights because it's kind of dark in here, and see if we can't get this bolt extracted. We'll get it out. That's not the issue. The issue is it just had to happen trying to make the car better, and it broke. I'm almost ready to set it on fire. But we got a lot of work to do, so let's get to work. Well, I hope this is enough to get it out. We'll see. To give you a little bit of an update, I had to go up to the shop a couple times to get some tools that I needed. And with those tools, it's helped me get a little bit farther. I had to get an impact so I could get the crank bolt loose and get a few tools to get the crankshaft pulley and stuff off because I do have to have a harmonic balancer puller. So I had to go get that. And I got a few handy dandy battery tools so that I could help speed this process up. Got my 3/8 impact and of course my battery ratchet, which I just showed you. So we're to the point to where we're going to be pulling the harmonic balancer off, and pretty much got all the hoses off and the water drain. I made a little bit of a mess, but not too bad. Also went and got me a magnet to hold all my stuff. But I'll be honest with you guys, this is what makes me hate the 302s. These water pump bolts, they're really known for doing this, and they're just, even whenever I put this thing together, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, and put the timing cover on, some bolt, it's pretty much anti-seize to where it would help the bolt not to get stuck, but it still did. They tend to rust these up in the block anyway, even if you try to do anything like that to help with you know, taking them back out at a later date. But it's a part of it. I torqued everything down to the torque spec, so I know that all that was right. Nothing was cross-threaded or anything. Once I get it down to where I can see it, and I should be able to take and get it out with no problem. I may have to drill it out. I'm hoping it broke off. I'm hoping it didn't break off flush, because if it did, it's going to be a little bit worse. But I brought a drill and stuff like that to help get it out. So let's get it tore down the rest of the way and show you guys what we got. Got the timing cover off. As you can see, he's laying on the floor, and this little mother freaker right here, I hate you so much. I hope you and all your other family member bolts die. Anyways, we got to try to get this thing out. Hopefully it comes out pretty easy. I don't know, I haven't tried to mess with it yet, but we're gonna take and get the gasket off around it, take and try to sand it down flat, like file it down flat. I have a sander here, an air filer, or an air sander, and I'm gonna take and flatten that out as good as possible, take and punch it, drill the center of it. But first I'm gonna be putting some rags down in here, so I'm not just letting metal get all down in my oil pan. That would be a very bad thing. So let's get this, try to get this thing drilled out. If I get it drilled out, you'll see. If you don't, then you'll see my car on fire and possibly burning down my house while I'm at it. All in all, this is gonna be a great video. I can feel it. You know, I sort of jinxed myself with this because whenever I started this video, I was like, man, this video is gonna be short because this is gonna be a really easy job. I thought that in my head and completely ruined my life thinking that. So yeah, just to let you guys know, don't ever jinx yourself. Just, even if it's a really easy job, say it's gonna be really, really hard. So it probably turns out the opposite way of that. Just a tip. And also another tip on doing these bolt removals, guys, or getting these out with an extractor, if that's what you have to do. It's best if you can, if this bolt isn't broke off flat, take and sand it down flat with some sort of Zizwheel or whatever, or angle grinder, like what I got here, and take and sand it down as flat as you can possibly get it with your, you know, just looking at it, and then punch it right in the center with a good sharp punch, so whenever you drill it, your drill bit doesn't walk around and drill to the side or anything like that, so it just makes it easier. Just a little tip for you guys. It also makes it a lot easier if you got a good drill bit, which I'm gonna be honest with you, mine aren't the best, so I've used them a lot. Hopefully it comes out pretty easy. Y'all wanna see what god dang success looks like?
A great success!
Finally. It took forever, it really did. But I got it out, pretty freaking proud of myself. I knew I could get it out. It just took so much longer than it should have. So we got it out. I didn't mess the bolt hole up pretty much at all. I'm gonna go get a tap and re-tap the threads just to make sure all the trash and metal and debris is out. And then we're gonna get this thing clean and try, if at all possible, to get it back together and maybe get it fired up today. Just all depends on how the rest of this install goes, and pretty ridiculous. It is, but hey, stuff like this happens, man. You just gotta keep going, just keep digging. There's no reason to really get that frustrated to just quit. It's got to be fixed anyway. So plus, all you guys know, in the car scene, stuff happens like this all the time. Stuff breaks. It's just part of it. But anyways, we got the hole nice and tapped, the threads
Yeah, you can't really see them, but they look fine. They look decent, good enough to use again.
So now time for the fun part, which is cleaning, getting everything good to go there, and then getting everything sealed back up, put back together, and hopefully nothing leaks. I need to check the timing cover too, because I had to pry it off pretty hard to get it off, which, you know, it wasn't terrible. Oh yeah, we're still good. But we'll pick you up once we get the timing cover on. Okay, so finally got everything finished up. As you can tell, it's dark outside now. So it took a little while to get it done. It wasn't really that terrible. It was just a little bit time consuming getting that bolt out. But let me show you what we got. All right, so we got pretty much everything back together other than the radiator fan that's got to be put in, but that's simple enough. It's just 2 bolts. But yeah, that definitely looks a lot better than the stock style or the stock fitting alternator. It definitely clears up a lot of space up here, especially for the valve covers. I'm gonna do something with this and make it better looking, like I said before earlier. And also I have to extend the alternator harness to where it reaches down to there, and extend the, or get a longer battery cable or charging cable, whatever you want to call it, alternator wire for the positive post down there. But that's probably gonna do it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, be sure to drop a thumbs up down below. If you could do that for me, it really helps out the channel and helps get the video through the YouTube algorithms and stuff. And also, if you are enjoying the content that you are seeing, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell, that way you can stay up to date with all the videos that will be coming out on Onyx and some of the other projects that we got going on the channel. Trying to get back in this YouTube swing, like I've been saying. It's just really difficult right now. But I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.